There we have it. Thank you, Belinda. I appreciate that.
So we'll start with going over the packet. I got something top of my screen. Okay. So when you print it off, you'll get the cover page. Can you guys see that okay? And then your next page, this page just kind of tells you what's in it, and it gives you um ideas like for what to do with some of the stuff, like the recommendations if you should print it out on regular paper, if it would be better on cardstock. Keep in mind, anything that you print out, you can print out on regular printer paper. You can do with it whatever you want. These are just my recommendations. Ways that I found that it kind of worked a little bit better, that made it a little bit sturdier, so it would last, stuff a little bit longer. So that's what your second page is. This page is just your like note cards, like your junk journal type note cards and your tags. So you would print and cut those out. And then if you can, with your tags right here, you could punch like a hole punch in the top and put a ribbon around it. You could do the paper clip thing I just showed you, like for the planners. Um, and then your tag. So that's what, this is for. And there's pockets that come with this too that you could put those in as well. And then you have the mini baby journal. Um, you cut these pages out, and I'll explain these better when I go through it and show you the completed version because it probably doesn't make a lot of sense right now. But you cut these out and you fold them together, and then you have like, it's really cute, it's real small. You have a little mini journal. This is your envelope, and you cut this out, and I'll explain to you how to put the envelope together when I show you the completed version. The quit's falling over. But that is your envelope that comes with the folio. I made this to put, like when you did the envelope, to put on the white side of the envelope when you put it together. I personally didn't like it when I did it like that. When I started folding, because there's lots of folds and stuff with the envelope, the paper crinkled together, and I didn't like it that way. It might not for you guys, depending on how you do it. But I have this in there as an extra if you want to have that, don't want to have a white background in your envelope. This is really cute too when it's done. And this I'll be able to explain a lot better when I show it to you. This is the waterfall pack. Um, these four are your waterfall cards. These are teeny little pockets that you put on the corner of the waterfall. And then these are little tabs that go on the side of the waterfall. And you can leave the tabs blank or you could write on them if you want. But I'll show you what that looks like in the completed one. This is a layered pocket. So you would cut this out, and then this piece will go on the folio panel. This piece goes on top of this piece. So when you're gluing it, you just want to make sure you glue your edges, and then it goes right on top of here. And then this piece goes on top of this piece. Does that make sense to you guys? Am I explaining it okay? Okay. This is a big pocket. Um, I'll explain more with this. I think it's on the next page. No, it's not. There's when we get to it, I'll explain it to you. But this is the big pocket, and you want to make sure when you do this, you do that it goes up and down like that. There's a reason for it. So you would just cut this out and fold in your tabs, and then put it on there, and that'll make more sense in a second. These are your extension flaps. Oops, I dropped it. These are your extension flaps. Now in the instructions, I did it differently just because I'm a rebel like that, and I wanted to do it different. There's one that the original way when I learned how to do it, both the extensions folded downwards, and I was like, no. So we have one that folds down and one that folds up. And again, that'll make more sense when we get to the completed one. And then a pocket, this pocket goes with, your extension, and the belly band goes with that extension as well. And then I made backs to the extensions. Everything that is in your packet that when you print off would have a white background that would be showing, I made a backing for. So you can either leave it white if you want to, that's fine. You could take dried ink and you could, ink all over it if you wanted to. If you didn't want to have all that extra glue and stuff, you can do that. That's not a problem. Um, but then you would just cut out the backings and then put glue just around the edges. So hopefully you don't get that wrinkling with glue because it's paper. And then place them on there. And again, I'll show you that when we do the big packet. More extensions. This is the inside backing to the actual folio, to the base. So you would cut this out and then glue it directly on the back of the front of the base. This is the front of your base. And then these are your daily planner pages. I thought these were so cute. I love these the minute I did them. But these are your daily planner pages. You just cut these out. You fold them in half. And then you want to make sure when you're folding them together, you have it like the way you want. For example, you don't want to, or you might, it's up to you. There they go. You might not want to have like the notes page right in front. You might want to have your notes page. You might want to have the page that has the notes on it at the end of the week so you can summarize your week. So you would want to make sure that you put this page last and not first. You would want to have the 2 days right next to each other first. So are there questions about this before I show you guys the completed put together made project? Because that probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. No? Okay. So here is the completed one. I had actually had mine wrapped in ribbon. You can do that if you want to have it closed like that. You can get little Velcro dots, which I love, and you could do Velcro dots as a closure to keep it closed. So you open it up. Now I'm folding that back to show you this. This section right here, this is your main base piece. Okay. This is an extension. So you kind of have a little diagram that came with it. And it's labeled in your pack. But unfortunately, I'm not multitasking enough to do the pack and this at the same time, so I apologize. But it's labeled in your pack where this extension goes. And again, the extension is just a tab. You add some glue on that tab, and then you glue it right on here. I would recommend waiting to put the backing to that on after you've done your extension. Because if not, then the tab to your extension might show. Well, really, you could do it either way. Because there's stuff that we're going to put on that's going to cover it up anyway. So then what I was talking about with all the tabs that flip, this extension was originally supposed to go up. This is your first extension. I put it on here to where it folds down. And then we have one of the tags that I have with a paper clip on there. Your belly band goes on this section, even though it's kind of covered up. Your belly band goes on this section. Your pocket goes down on this section, and then you can put your more ephemera and tags and stuff in there. The belly band here is used to hold this flap in place. So when you fold this up, you fold it up in your belly band. Are there any questions about that? Am I explaining it okay? Good. Okay. Now your second flap, the second piece, this is where, oh, I got it stuck. How did I do- Okay, I got mine stuck, so I will do the best I can. I'll have to go back and fix that. Um, the layered pocket that I was talking to you guys about, this is where your layered pocket goes. So you glue in your tabs, you layer your pockets, and then that goes right here in your middle section. And then again, you can put more of your tags and ephemera and stuff in there. Um, where'd my mini journal go? I have the note cards. I keep those in one of those pockets. There it is. The mini baby journal. How funny and cute is that? So when you're putting your books and your journals and stuff together, pick one piece that you want, one page that you want like to be your cover, and you're going to fold that in the opposite direction. So what I mean by that is if we want stuff to be like, in a book form, we close everything to where it's white on the outside, right? So instead of doing it that, you're going to fold it in the opposite direction because we want the design on the outside. And then the white blank spot in the middle. Does that make sense? Basically, you just fold whatever page you want for the cover and the back cover in the opposite direction so that the design is showing. Okay, then for our last flap, which was our extension, the final extension piece folds up like that. And then this is the really cool waterfall. I like this one a lot. You have the waterfall card. Try saying that fast, like a couple times in a row. Your little pocket goes on the right side. Then your little tab goes on the left, but you want to make sure when you're putting your tab and you're like placing all these on here that they line up to be within your panel. You don't want them overhanging either side of the panel. If they overhang too much on the right side, you're not going to be able to close it. If they overhang too much on the left side, then they're going to be sticking out. So you layer them on probably I did mine about half an inch apart. Did I actually measure that? No, I eyeball everything. Just about as bad as I try to do straight lines. And you just layer them on there like that. And then you have your waterfall. You could even put like another pocket or something down here at the bottom of that if you wanted to. And that is the folio. And then I did do, now what I had said about waiting to put on the backing. No, don't do that. Put the backing on first. I'm sorry. If you want to put the backing on to cover up all the white spaces, put that on first because all your different pockets and your different extensions are going to cover up anything else. Okay, are there any questions? Did I explain that good? Do you need me to go back over anything or slow down? Oh, thank you, Sonia. Oh, nice, Kelly. Yeah, I want to see you guys post them. I would love to see them. And oh, hi, Ezra. I'm so glad to see you back. Someone uses a disc planner. I love disc planners. I like wire planners just because of the way they look and they're less bulky. But discs are just easier because you can take stuff out, put stuff in, you can reuse them. Um, lot more color choices and oh, I love them. Okay. I thought I saw someone ask about my Etsy shop.
Christy covered that.
Okay.
Somebody is asking, did you show the weekly planner?
No, the weekly planner is with the Artisan Pass freebie. No, I did not show that. But it's the same concept as the daily one though, as that. It's the exact same thing, it's just weeks. You have a month page, or you have one section that's a month, a couple more note pages, and then you have weeks. Did I miss anything? Oh, thank you, Bella. Thank you, Donna. All right, you guys. Christy, did I miss anything? Do I need to?
So if you would like to, I don't know if you have any, I'm sure you do. Can you do some flip throughs for us of things that you have?
Like what? I mean, I have, that's like a really open-ended bomb of a thing.
I know. Well, anything, because I know that our audience here loves to just watch, and see what we're doing. And so anything that you like, maybe your favorite journals that you have made.
My journal making kind of got put on the back burner for a moment because I started diving into planners. Um,
Would you be able to share those?
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, just share whatever you're doing. We're all
Let
interested.
me let
So
me grab them. They're right here. So
sure.
so one thing that I thought was really cool that I have liked. I'm really into happy planners. Like the happy planner style is my favorite thing. To me, they're a lot more functional and easier to use, and I like the layout better. Um, so I bought the commercial rights to the templates. Go figure. So a lot of the planners and stuff that I'm going to be coming out with now, they're not copied of Happy Planner, if that makes any sense, but they're modeled after the Happy Planner. Um, kind of the same like blocks and stuff, but yet a different design. I know that probably doesn't make any sense, but that's kind of what I've been focusing on, and stationery kits. But the stationaries kits, they're honestly really, it's nothing but a glorified junk journal. Um, let me do a flip through of what one of those is going to look like. I'll show you the small version because the big version's over 40 pages long. This is one that I did for my group a couple days ago. But this is what like my stationery kits look like. Um, like 2 pages of stationery. Well, actually, there's probably about 20 in the big kit. Then you've got styles that look like that with the longer, skinnier version. The shorter, like notebook desk size version. The kits come with, you can make your own cards, like if you want to mail a card out to somebody. And right now I have like 5 different designs, I think. An envelope that you can put together that you can either mail with, the card that you make, or you can keep it to put stuff in. You can make a journal out of it, or not the envelope, but you can put the envelope in a journal. And of course, we have our ephemera, right? Because you have to have ephemera with everything. There's scrapbook pages. Like you could use this for a scrapbook page. You could take a picture from, well, this one's a travel theme. You could take a picture from vacation or someplace you want to go to, put a picture in here. You could put in a scrapbook. You could, whatever you want to do with it. You could cut the page down and use it for a junk journal. You can put it in your planner. Again, all this, like these new kits that I'm coming out with, they can be used for planners, they can be used for scrapbooking, they can be used for junk journals, they can be used as just regular basic. I like to have pretty note paper stationery sets. Really anything. And here's and they come with mini notebooks. This is where I was talking about like where the junk journaling part could come in. Like here's an example of one of the mini notebook covers. Like you would print this off, cut it out, and fold it in half, and this would be more like this one would be like more travel vacation themed if somebody wanted. And then little papers, like stationery papers that would go in there. And there's another style. Now the designs for all of them, obviously the designs are going to be different, but this is the basic main premise for all of them. They all have the exact same things. They all have two different scrapbook pages. They all have hellified stationery papers. They all have the same ephemera, but the designs are all different. So there's different themes for each packet. And then that was the last one. So that's like the breakdown version of what the stationery kits are like. And then there's planner inserts now. That I just revised all those. And let me find the craft one. Oh, I love this one. This is the craft planner insert. Like this one's a big hit too. With the craft planner insert, this one you can write down like all the groups and stuff that you're in, because I know that I kind of lost track of everything I was involved with. So this helps you keep track of all those. All the different events that we do, because we are constantly in some type of event somewhere. What your favorite supplies are, where to find them. Oops. Wish list. Budget, because it can get expensive, right? Your different inspirations, like who inspires you, what inspires you. And creative dump. And then what I really like is not only is there like a craft planning guide in there, there's also a junk journal planning guide. So we can plan out like what kind of ideas we have for our junk journals, how we want to put them together, where we want to get our inspiration from, what do we have, what do we need. So that's in there too. Let me see, that's that one. And then I knew I should have had some junk journals ready because I'm working on one with Christy. And let me show you the cover for that because I think that one's really cool. I'm doing the Keepsake Junk Journal Challenge. And I couldn't decide which cover that I wanted because I'm a diehard Stitch fan. I absolutely love Stitch. I will be in the movie theater on May 23rd, the day that movie comes out. And I've always wanted a Stitch junk journal. So I had found Stitch faux leather from Polka Dotted Peach. And that's going to go in the Keepsake junk journal that I'm doing. I don't know. Can you guys see the design on there? It's little stitches. It's really cute. And then for the cover for it, I'm starting with, I designed the cover for it. And it says, Ohana, this is my family. I found it all on my own. It's a little broken, but still good. Yeah, still good. So that's one of Stitch's like quotes from this movie. So I'm working on putting all that together. Christy, don't see that I'm behind, okay? And then I couldn't decide, so then I kind of have like a boho theme one too, because I really like this design. So that's something, a journal and stuff that I'm working on. And what else? I mean, that's pretty much all I've got going on right now. It's just catching up on my junk journaling and getting new products and stuff together and revamping old ones. So yes, the Etsy shop is up. I'm trying to become more familiar with how all the Etsy stuff works. So if you guys see something that I might have missed and are like, whoa, Michelle, you can't do that, please let me know. Do you show the weekly planner? Which weekly planner, Mary? Oh, I'm like way far behind. Okay, what did I miss? Do I have what size for A5?
I
The
added the
planners?
measurements underneath right there so you can know.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you guys, as far as like the sizes and stuff go, I have everything right now in the big size, which is like 8.5 by 11. I function better that way. But if you guys do get any of those things, on every single thing that I do, I have a PDF that has instructions and tips and tricks and hints. And it also tells you how you can resize them to make it smaller. Because I know not everybody likes, things real big. Some people like the classic size. But I have instructions on there on how to resize everything too. Okay, are there any?
Oh, you just muted yourself.
No, that was actually my bad. I actually just muted you, Michelle.
Oh.
So sorry.
Hey, now, come on. I feel like I'm skipping something. Did you want to see my planner pages, Kelly? Is that what you're referring to?
She says the one that you made in the presentation and tied with the 2 ribbons. Aha.
I just had a complete brain fart. Where'd it go? Here are the daily pages that come with the one for the presentation. That's what those look like. So you have like a time schedule, today, like what you got going on for today, what you need to do for today, what's important. And then the times go from like 6 a.m. to midnight. So that's what that looks like. And that's the one that comes with the freebie for the presentation today. Did I answer that question? I think I need some coffee too. Okay. Hey, was there anything else that I could show you guys or anything else that I could go over or answer or? Christy, did I miss anything else?
I do not think you missed anything. And
Maybe show your glue again because that was at the beginning and a lot of people weren't here.
The glue.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, here is the glue again. This is Scotch Create. Just remember, you got this purple on the top and the bottom. It's called Scotch Create Glue Pen, dual tip, and the top is like for your finer, skinnier places, or to just do like a straight line. It's not as thin as like what you get from Verily Art. So just so that you guys know that now, it's a little bit wider than that. And then your bottom is kind of like your brush where you can, slap on the glue. It it dries quick, but not so quick that you can't move stuff around. If you need to change something, you have time to scoot something around if you get it off center or whatever. It holds really, really well. I absolutely love it. I prefer this over other glues, and I've tried a couple of the other ones, and I'm not knocking them. I'm sure they are absolutely excellent glues. And everybody just kind of has their own preference with what they like and what they prefer to use. This is just my preference. It holds everything. Like I've done some pretty big junk journals, using this glue. And they're still together. So I love it. And then what and it's really reasonably priced. I get mine at Michael's. It's about $6 or $7 at Michael's. If you look for this on Amazon, yes, you will find it on Amazon. But for whatever reason, you're going to pay like I think I found it on Amazon between $9 and $12, and that's ridiculous. You can get it at Michael's, for like 6 or 7. So that's the glue.
So there's a few more questions.
What is your pipe dream my pipe dream project? It's like, yeah, honestly, Ezra, I really don't know. The planner in the same PDF file as the freebie. If you're talking about the planner that I just showed for the folio, yes, it is.
Never thought
Actually, you know what, Ezra? My pipe dream project would be to design, because I'm getting more into designing my own things, doing my own drawings and doodles. I think I have a couple things that are out that have very, very basic, like little flowers that I've drawn that you can't really tell. But I want to draw and design and color and everything, a whole entire planner and junk journal all by myself. Like nothing from anywhere. That's my goal.
I want to do that too. Definitely.
Thank you, Kelly. I think I got everyone. If I missed your question, drop it in there right now, please. Sign a year-long guided journal with Ezra, I would be down for that in a heartbeat.
Ezra's designs are amazing too.
Absolutely. I don't know if I told you, Christy, that the book tracker one, Ezra, I got for, and made them the gifts for my niece and my daughter, because they're both huge, book fanatics, and they go to the bookstore once a month together on like a book date. So I got those and I put them together and I put Barnes and Noble gift cards in them. They loved them. Talked about your design. I was like, I didn't do it. I'm not taking credit for that one, but I can tell you who did, and they loved them.
Ezra's products are in our Etsy shop, Junk Journal Boss. And we should probably differentiate those, Ezra, so that people know which ones are yours and which are mine. But I mean, it's a pretty clear difference between our designs. So Yeah. All right. So it's going to be Belinda's turn. If nobody has anything else, how about we all go run and grab a cup of coffee before we sit down and settle in with Belinda. And yeah, hi Corey. All right, thank you, Michelle. This was
Thank
awesome.
you very much, you guys. I enjoyed this. Usually I get really nervous and scared, but not this time. So thank you for making it easy.
We got good people with us. It's a great
Absolutely.
community. Great community. Okay, so I'm gonna go grab a cup of coffee. And Ezra just posted. Oh, okay. Ezra just posted a link to the book that Michelle just talked about. So I'm heading off to go grab some coffee. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. You guys do the same if you like.